Americans talk a lot about Malaysian hospitality because it feels different from what they experience at home. When Americans visit Malaysia, the first thing they notice is how people look at them and smile even before any conversation starts. In many countries the smile is polite, but in Malaysia the smile is warm. It feels like people are genuinely happy to meet someone new. Americans are surprised because the friendliness is natural, not forced, not fake, and not done to impress tourists. It is simply part of everyday life. When Americans walk into a shop, they are greeted with respect. When they ask for help, someone actually takes time to show them the right direction instead of just pointing. This simple thing becomes a big memory for Americans because they are not used to getting this level of personal attention from strangers. Americans also love the way Malaysians talk to them. Malaysians speak in a soft tone. They avoid raising their voices. Even when something goes wrong, Malaysians stay calm. Americans are used to fast, direct, sometimes loud communication, so the gentle way Malaysians speak feels peaceful. Many Americans say they feel less stressed in Malaysia, not because of the country itself but because of the people's calm energy. They enjoy hearing phrases like, "No worries, can, relax," and, "Don't worry, we help you." These small words create comfort. Another thing Americans notice is how Malaysians respect personal space but still stay close enough to make someone feel safe. They don't push, they don't rush, they don't act impatient. In restaurants, waiters do not bother customers every few minutes, but they also show up instantly when called. This perfect balance makes Americans feel valued. Malaysian service style feels humble instead of commercial. Americans appreciate that Malaysians serve with heart, not with rules. When Americans travel to rural areas or small towns, the hospitality becomes even stronger. People offer food without expecting money. They invite travelers to sit, drink tea, and relax. It feels like entering a family home even when meeting strangers. An American traveler might stop at a roadside stall and find that the owner gives extra snacks just to try. When the traveler says thank you, the owner replies with, "It's okay, we share." Americans love this because sharing food is a deep cultural gesture. It means trust. It means acceptance. It means the traveler is not treated as a foreigner but as a guest. Americans also appreciate how Malaysians show respect to elders and families. In Malaysia, children greet older people properly. People help seniors cross streets or carry bags. Families eat together, talk together, and solve problems together. When Americans see this, they feel touched because family culture in the United States is different. Everyone is busy. Everyone moves quickly. In Malaysia, life still holds space for kindness and care. Americans admire this cultural warmth and wish their country had more of it. One reason Americans love Malaysian hospitality is because they feel safe. Malaysians look out for each other. If a tourist drops something, someone calls out immediately. If a traveler looks lost, someone steps forward to guide them. If a bag is left behind, people protect it until the owner returns. Americans are shocked by this because it feels rare in some other countries. They often say Malaysia gives them a sense of community even when they are far away from home. Americans also love how Malaysians are curious about other cultures. When they meet an American, they ask simple, friendly questions like, "Where are you from?" or, "Is this your first time in Malaysia?" They do not ask rude or invasive questions. They do not judge someone's accent, skin color, or religion. Instead, they focus on understanding and welcoming. Americans enjoy conversations where people listen instead of trying to prove something. Malaysians have a natural way of making people feel interesting and valued. Food hospitality is one of the biggest reasons Americans fall in love with Malaysia. Malaysians love feeding guests. When Americans visit someone's house, they are told to eat more, try more, and enjoy more. The host keeps bringing food until the table is full. For many Americans, this is emotional because food in the US is often fast, individual, and rushed. In Malaysia, food is slow, shared, and full of care. It creates connection. It builds memories. It makes people feel loved. Americans also appreciate how Malaysians celebrate diversity. In the same country they see Malay, Chinese, Indian, and indigenous cultures living together. They see multiple languages, religions, and traditions blending peacefully. They see mosques, temples, and churches near each other. Americans feel safe being themselves because Malaysia accepts differences. They love how Malaysians don't judge someone's background but focus on kindness instead. During Ramadan, Americans admire how Muslims share food with neighbors of all religions. During Chinese New Year, they see open houses with free drinks and snacks. During Deepavali, they see homes lit up with lights that welcome everyone. This open-door culture feels magical to Americans because it creates a sense of unity that they rarely experience at home. They say Malaysia teaches the world how to be kind across cultures. Americans love that Malaysians help without expecting anything in return. If an American tourist's car breaks down, someone stops to help. If a traveler's phone battery dies, someone offers a charger. If a tourist cannot communicate, someone translates. This type of support is not done for tips, not done for photos, not done for praise. It comes naturally from the Malaysian habit of being helpful. Even in busy areas like Kuala Lumpur, Americans feel this warmth. Taxi drivers talk politely. Shopkeepers treat people respectfully. Security guards smile and give directions. Street vendors explain food ingredients with patience. Americans often say that even in big cities, Malaysia feels human. It does not lose its soul to modern life. Another thing Americans love is how Malaysians show gratitude. People say thank you often. They say sorry even for small things. They show appreciation for small gestures. Americans find this refreshing because gratitude makes daily interactions smooth and kind. It reduces tension. It builds goodwill. Americans feel seen and respected in Malaysia, and that emotional experience stays with them long after they return home. Americans also love how Malaysians are humble. Even when Malaysians are successful, they speak with modesty. They do not brag. They do not act superior. Instead, they celebrate simple joys like food, family, and friendship. Americans feel comfortable around humble people because it removes pressure and competition. It allows real connection. When it comes to hospitality in hotels, restaurants, and travel services, Americans praise Malaysia for offering world-class service at affordable prices. They are surprised by how clean hotels are, how polite staff are, and how efficiently problems are solved. Many Americans say they receive better service in Malaysia than in some expensive Western destinations. And because Malaysia invests heavily in tourism quality, the service standard continues to rise. Americans also love how Malaysians take pride in showing their culture. Whether it is traditional dances, village crafts, local markets, or street food stalls, Malaysians share their culture with excitement. They do not hide it. They do not limit it to tourists. It is part of daily life, and Americans enjoy being welcomed into that world. Another big reason Americans admire Malaysian hospitality is because Malaysians stay positive even during difficult times. When facing challenges, they remain hopeful. They support each other. They help neighbors. They smile through hardship. Americans feel inspired by this resilience because it shows strength without aggression. It shows pride without arrogance. It shows unity without force. Americans also say Malaysia feels like a place where people still care about human connection. In many modern countries, people are often busy, stressed, or disconnected. But in Malaysia, people take time to talk, ask questions, and share stories. Americans love this because it reminds them what real community feels like. It feels healing to them. Many Americans return to Malaysia because they say it feels like home even though it is far away. They like the way strangers become friends, how friends become family, and how every meal feels like a celebration. They say Malaysia is one of the few places where they can relax fully because people treat them with sincerity. Americans also appreciate the politeness shown across daily interactions. Small things matter, like people holding doors open, thanking drivers, giving way on roads, and speaking respectfully. Americans notice these details because politeness is powerful even when it is simple. It makes life smoother. It makes travel easier. It makes people feel valued. Some Americans say Malaysia made them realize how kindness can shape a nation's identity. They believe Malaysian hospitality is not just cultural, it is emotional. It stays with travelers. It teaches them to be more patient, more humble, and more caring. Americans say Malaysia does not only welcome them. It changes them. Even digital hospitality impresses Americans. When they post on social media about Malaysia, locals respond with friendly comments, travel tips, and invitations to try new food. This online kindness amplifies the real-life experience and encourages more Americans to visit. Overall, Americans love Malaysian hospitality because it is warm, gentle, respectful, multicultural, humble, and deeply human. It makes them feel safe. It makes them feel appreciated. It makes them feel connected. It makes them feel like they belong. Malaysia gives Americans something they rarely receive in such a natural way: genuine care. And once someone feels that, they never forget it.